now interrupt regular programming for breaking news coverage from the News Talk 98.9 WORD 24/7 News Center.
This is a special edition of the Charlie.
But again, we don't know what's going to happen. Right now, we're hearing up in places like Marietta, it's sounding like shotguns going off, cannons going off, some people say, with some of these trees that are snapping out in the woods there. So one of those trees could come down on a power line and you will be without service. And how long will it take for you to be restored? Well, I got a message from Lawrence. They have secured extra crews. That's a total of 48 crews. That's 200 personnel ready to respond to damage caused by this storm. That's mutual aid crews from Florida and Georgia. They have a plan in place. They've been having multiple staff meetings daily. So how's it going to work? If you lose power, what are they going to take care of first? Number one, substations. Those Distribution substations serve thousands of members. When a major outage occurs, the local distribution substations, they're checked first. If the problem can be corrected at the substation level, the power might be restored to a lot of people. Then they go check the distribution lines. The main distribution supply lines are checked. After that, if the problem can't be isolated at the substations, and of course, those lines carry electricity away from the substation to the members. And then last, but certainly not least, on the list is your house. The final supply lines, called service lines, carry power from the transformer on the utility poles to underground transformers inside houses or other buildings. Line crews fix the remaining outages based on restoring service to the greatest number of members. So if this stuff goes out, and I want to know if you guys have heard of any power outages whatsoever, because I was hearing earlier today that over in Georgia, they had about 700,000 people go without power. What have you guys been experiencing? WRD talk line, 800-9050-989. That's also the Common Sense Retirement Planning text line. I'll be honest with you. Oh, by the way, I need to let you know, I will be doing the morning show tomorrow from 6 to 10. I will be filling in for Tara. I'll be doing the morning show. Heidi Harris will be doing the afternoon show for me. So it'll be you and me tomorrow morning. But how are things looking your way? I have seen, now my driveway is an absolute skating rink. It is impassable. I mean, I went out and put tarps on it, but the parts that I didn't tarp, they are just absolutely solid ice. So I can imagine, and I've walked out on the street today, street in front of the house, and that's very icy too. Now, what we are hearing is I-85 is good in spots. 385 is good in spots. Now, there is going to be that possibility of black ice out there. You're not even going to know it. You're not going to see it until you're on it, and that's when it gets really dangerous. According to Greenville County, road conditions remain hazardous in parts of Greenville County due to ice and freezing temperatures. Crews are actively treating roadways. Avoid travel unless absolutely necessary. Now, this is for two reasons. Number one, make sure you are safe. Number two, make sure all of our crews out there are safe. And by the way, JJ, did I hear that, that they were putting beet juice at the top of the hour news? I had never heard of anybody putting beet juice on the roads. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't know. Beet juice. Maybe good. What is that? A Super Beets. Maybe Super Beets had a big sponsorship with the DOT, and they sent him a bunch of Super. Maybe Mike Gallagher shipped him a couple of cases of Super Beets there. So I don't know. I've never heard of that. Also, want to remind you that all flights at GSP Airport are canceled. The National Guard is actually out in Anderson because we've had a lot of people out there playing the silly buggers, and they're out there with their trucks, and they're doing donuts in the roads, and they just want to let you know that if you're doing that, they're going to grab you. But also, they are getting people out of the road. Now, they're not making sure they get safely home. They're just making sure they're off the road so they don't cause another incident out there. So, again, tonight, good night, just to stay home, relax, wake up tomorrow morning. I'll be on the radio with you, and we'll find out exactly how things are then. We are hearing Transylvania County, 11,000 power outages. Up in Henderson County, about 4,000 power outages. So, again, how are things with you? Hey, Charlie, I'm at Table Rock. We lost power at 3. We're good, praying for others. Charlie, seen where they use beet juice on ice road truckers. Really? I had no idea. Beet juice. Wow. Charlie, question, how can they do e-learning if there's no power? Good question as well. I don't know. I really don't. Charlie, things are fine with me, especially since I'm getting to hear a bonus Charlie James show. Oh, well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. So we're just here trying to keep you safe, trying to keep you informed this afternoon. What does the beet juice? I'm going to have to Google that when we take a break. I'm going to have to Google that real quick and find out how beet juice melts ice. Well, we'll do that right now. It's the Charlie James Show. News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
This is the Charlie James Show. The right talk. Now more than ever on News Talk 98.9 WORD.
The voice of the Carolinas.
This is a special edition of The Charlie James Show on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
Well, I found out about the beet juice. That's actually a thing. I had no idea. Beet juice, which comes from sugar beet molasses, is used as an eco-friendly adhesive anti-icing agent on roads, often mixed with salt brine, typically 20% beet juice, 80% brine to improve traction and reduce freezing points down to minus 25. Goodness. This brownish red mixture cleans the pavement, reducing salt bounce off up to 30%, which saves costs, limits corrosion on vehicles, and reduces environmental impact. There you go. So again, I had no idea. Here I on the 17th of next month, I'm going to be 62 years old. I'd never heard of anybody putting beet juice on the roads. Let's see. Charlie, when beet juice is mixed with salt brine, it lowers the temperatures and makes it lower the temperature. Well, yeah. And that's what the salt does. It lowers the freezing point of water. So it remains water. Charlie, I'm 10 miles south of the North Carolina border in Marietta. I have 3 trees down, but the electricity is still on. 60 gallons of propane for the generator if it goes out. That is very good to know. Charlie, my son wanted me to text you. He has 5 days to make up e-learning work. Once they're back, he'd like you to say hi to him. His name is Micah. Micah, you hit those books, buddy, and get that work done. And I'm glad you're safe and dry and everything is going on well your way. Charlie, thanks for doing this. Remember your sweet, encouraging words during Helene. I appreciate that. Charlie, we got a thin sheet of ice mix on the ground in Fountain Inn, Countryside. It's melting off the house. Have not left the house all day. No idea how the back roads fared. They usually take days to get back to normal, especially tree-covered curves. And they do. And that's something I've noticed, too. I have noticed that ice is melting off of my house right now and is draining out of my gutters and coming down the slope of my roof. So was this as bad as everybody thought it was going to be? JJ, turn your mic off there if you would, please. But I just don't know. I mean, it's, again, better to be erring on the side of caution than be out on the streets. Now, I've only seen on my road, today, I saw 2 cars and 1 side-by-side. And that was it. So everybody out this way, they're all staying home and behaving themselves. And I recommend that you do that throughout the entire evening. But you guys let me know how you're faring out your way. Again, this might not fully be over yet. That weight is still, the ice on those trees, that's still pulling down on those limbs. They could start snapping. But I do think, I will say this, I think it could have been a heck of a lot worse. I mean, I believe it's pretty bad, and it is worth, all the precautions that we're taking. But I believe it could have been a whole lot worse than what it was. Some people were getting it worse than us. So We are hearing that some power outages are increasing throughout the area. Remember, just some generator precautions out there because you don't, I mean, if you have to start running your generator, never run them inside. That's a big no-no. Do not backfeed your generator into your home. That's also a big no-no. You could, because we got these line crews out there and they're going to be working on the power lines. If you're sending electricity, back up the line, you could electrocute one of them and hurt them or kill them. You could also hurt your neighbors. And if you do have a one of those propane gas heaters, what the Mr. Heater Buddy or whatever those things are called, which I looked for one, by the way. No, they were sold out. Make sure you have a carbon monoxide detector as well because you don't want to be overcome. You can't see it, you can't smell it, and it is extremely dangerous. I know several people that have been overcome by carbon monoxide, and it's never a very good situation. So there you go. Again, most counties, school districts in the area, they are closed Monday or e-learning tomorrow and Tuesday. So you guys make sure that you call your schools. They'll probably have it on the voicemail. When you give them a call, they'll let you know exactly what's going on. But a lot of kids are going to be home tomorrow, and I know they're probably going to want to go out and play in all of this stuff because you remember when you were a kid, right? So you guys be very, very careful out there. What else we got going on today other than the weather? That's absolutely the main thing. We are hearing that I-85 is okay. And that's my term, okay. They're saying it is passable in spots. 385, the same thing. Probably 26, that as well. Those are the roads that they always get out there on and they take care of first because that's where most people travel. So we were talking to Benton Blunt the other day. It was Friday, and he said that the roads they're going to really take care of first, the heavily traveled roads, the highways. Then they're going to take care of all the roads that are servicing hospitals, police stations, EMT, things like that. Of course, where the electric company has got their trucks going in. Those are the things that are going to be serviced first. After that, if you live in a neighborhood, a subdivision, chances are you're just going to have to wait till it melts before you get out there and have that clear. They're not going to come do that. So if you got any questions for me, let me know how you are doing this afternoon. Charlie, thank God it wasn't any worse. I know. It could have been disastrous. We could have been stuck for days, and we might well still be. Charlie, I'm glad there's use for beet juice because Lord knows it doesn't. It doesn't. The taste doesn't help. Yeah, you're exactly. You know, that's probably what it is. That's probably what happened. They had all these people hearing how good beet juice was for you, and then they went out and they bought it, and they said, I'm not buying this stuff anymore. So they had all this beet juice left over. So they said, hey, wonder if this stuff will work on roads. So they started putting it out there. There you go. So, Charlie, tell Tara to get to work. She said her husband bought tire chains. I tell you what, I've been in ice. Tire chains are good for ice. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. I'm sorry. I misspoke. Tire chains, tire cables are good for snow. Nothing is good for ice. You know, somebody was telling me the other day, they were like, Charlie, a Zamboni drives on ice. I don't know if you've ever been on a Zamboni, but there's plenty of slipping and sliding going on with a Zamboni. I mean, so, yeah, TJ said not even a leftist protester is good for ice. Of course, you're going to be talking about that tomorrow morning. What happened in Minneapolis, that was a disaster, but that's for tomorrow. But again, y'all be careful out there. Any reports of power outages? Want to take a look at Lawrence and see if they have any power outages in the area because, it could still happen. We've still got all that weight on the trees. Let's see. Let's go to the outage map here and see what we can find around the area. And pull this up real quick for you and see if we can find out. Now, if you do have an outage and you are with Lawrence Electric, call them at 866-9-RESTORE. That's 866-9-RESTORE. And of course, they will try to get out there just as quickly as possible. Let's go to the outage center, see if we can get an outage map here. If anybody is out there, we do have some outages. Let's see. We've got confirmed power outages. Where are we here? If we can find them. Doggone it. Right off Veterans Memorial Highway in the Gray Court area. Some of you guys have power outages there. This is with Lawrence Electric. Let's zoom out. But right now, that really looks, well, if you go up to, well, that's up in Roebuck and more, they've got some power outages there. So if you are in that area, be aware that, the Gray Court area, 385 up that way, then they do know that you are without power right now, and they're working on that. We'll check some of the other, let's see, Abbeville, anybody affected there? Greenville, they've got, one person? They say one person. Spartanburg, you've got 977 people affected without power in Spartanburg. Union, nobody. Lawrence County, 351 affected there. So just be aware of that. But again, this could happen at any time. And this isn't like, oh, panic. But these trees, like I've been saying, still have a lot of ice on them. And that ice is heavy. You can tell I got a really big variegated privet in the backyard. And that thing is leaning over like crazy. My Leland cypress, those limbs are starting to bow right now. So I'm just kind of waiting. Just kind of wait. Oh, if those trees go, I will be so mad because I just paid over $3,000 to have them cabled so that they would last longer, and then an ice storm could take it out. Charlie, Sandy Flat is out of power. Charlie, is there any good use for kudzu juice? Hey, we ought to start working on that. Get that, good marketing campaign, kudzu juice, good for your health. I don't know. 6 Mile, some of you guys there are without power. Any other power outages in the area, please let me know. I'm going to try to look up Duke power outages because we got some Duke customers as well. Go ahead and look up that outage map over there with Duke Energy. Let's see what you guys got. Just kind of trying to do this on the fly here. All right, we got, oh goodness, Spartanburg. We got 969 people without power in Spartanburg. Up near Inman, 747. What do we got here? We got some folks west of 29, Crestview Hills area. You've got about 1,000. Locust Hill, you got about 160. Cleveland area, you got about 625 people without power there. Slater, Marietta, you've got 627. But kind of near Tigerville, up on 25. They've got about 148 people there without power. I'm trying to take a look at some other folks around the area. Easley, near Liberty, 331. 6 Mile, you're exactly right, 315 without power there. Looking over a little bit more. Getting down to Clemson, 203 without power in that area right now. And there's other scattered ones, like if you get over there to Whispering Pines, you got about 41 people without power over there. Let me see how we're looking over here near Berea, right there is Fars Bridge Road and Hamburg Road. In that area, you've got about 568 people without power. So Duke Power really taking the blunt on this. Again, up to Slater, Marietta, you've got a huge tranche there without power. When you get to, I just told you about that, Fars Bridge Road and Hamburg Road, you got about 568 people without power there. If we look to and that's really the biggest problems that we have right now with Duke Power, as far as that is concerned up there, where we're looking at here, kind of Tigerville, 25 and 414, you've got about 148 people without power there. So you guys be careful out there. And again, Inman And then you get, oh, yeah, Spartanburg. Did I mention Spartanburg? You guys got about 969 people there without power. So could be a long night for you. Charlie, a lot of people are out in Oconee County, lots on Oconee County on Blue Ridge. Charlie, have you tried your bread knife yet? Let me know how it works for you. Well, I want to thank you so much for the bread knife. And today I was the first victim of the bread knife. I got a little cut. Who do we have on the line there, JJ? Let's see who we got. Hey, welcome to the program. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Charlie?
I'm doing fantastic. What's going on with you today? You dry and safe and warm?
Absolutely. And I just want to let you know, I'm right on the border of Cleveland County and Cherokee County.
Right.
And everything's thawing out around here. It's a gift from God,
Yeah.
No doubt. But, I mean, I don't know how they are in Cherokee County, but as far as I know, Cleveland County and back this way, we're all good. So I just wanted to give you that update.
So you've lost no power, and everything seems to be thawing out right now, and it looks like everything's going to be honky-dory? Well, that's
amazing.
good.
Hey, and I want to say something about this the beet juice thing.
Yeah.
I've been taking super beet because my wife wanted me to, and you know how that works.
Right. I know. Yeah.
And if you know how it does on a road, which I had no idea, just think what it does in your body. And I'm not doing a plug for super beet.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Since I took it, I don't take blood pressure medicine.
Really?
I don't do none of that. Yeah, it's that great. That's that great.
Yeah.
So maybe you should look into it because we got to keep you around.
Well, yeah, well, I'll take a look at that. Yeah, that works on the nitric oxide in your bloodstream, and it kind of relaxes those blood vessels.
Yeah.
JJ, are we going to a stop set here now, my friend? All right, we will be right back. It's the Charlie James Show. News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
15 minutes of breaking news and stimulating talk begins every hour, every afternoon on The Charlie James Show.
News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas. This is a special edition of The Charlie James Show on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
Over on the stream, Lance says, "Yowza, you got a nice collection of ball caps." Yeah, well, thank you, Lance. It's only about half of them on the wall right here. I got plenty more scattered throughout the house. That's the only thing I collect is ball caps. So I want to remind you again of some of these power outages. Now, if you are without electricity, you know all about it. Let's go to Lawrence. Lawrence Electric, you've got a couple of areas. One down in Lawrence County, in kind of like the Gray Court area, Veterans Memorial Highway, that sort of area. You guys have about 361 people over there that are without power right now. If you go up to Spartanburg, that's a little bit of a bigger issue. You got almost 1,000 people there, sort of in the Roebuck area. Right there at east of 26, where 26 right there, 26 and 221, where they meet, kind of between Canaan Road and if you get down south of there, they got almost 1,000 people without power in that area. So you guys just be patient. They're going to get to you just as soon as they possibly can. Make sure that you are ready to go. Now, if you've got your phone, you can always give them a call and report an outage. And I want to give you that. I want to give you that number again here in just a second. To report an outage, you can call. Oh, dang it. Wait a minute. They just had that number up there a second ago, and now it's not there anymore. So, report an outage. I'll get this here in just a second. 866-9-RESTORE. That's 866-9-RESTORE. That's to report a power outage or street light outage or anything like that. Now, going back to look at Duke and see if we got any sort of an update on the Duke situation, because they've got a lot more people without power than Lawrence Electric do right now. And if we go to, I got about 2,000. Where is it? Kind of north of, let's say between Greer and Campobello, you got about 1,000 there. 746 in Inman. You've got in Cleveland, Slater, Marietta area, they've got about 1,000 people without power there. And that could increase as the evening goes on, because all of that weight in those trees is still in that trees, and it's been pulling on it all day. And if this wind picks up, like maybe they say it will, then those limbs could start snapping out there. So y'all be very, very careful. Also, still not a good time to get out there and driving. It is still below freezing outside, and traffic conditions are not very good. I'm going to go over some of these. Now, we are still in an ice storm warning until tomorrow at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Right now, we've got 30 degrees outside, still below freezing. So, again, let me just tell you these schools. Anderson County, 1, 2, 3, and 4. You are e-learning tomorrow and Tuesday. Greenville County Schools, virtual learning tomorrow. E-learning tomorrow. Again, don't know the difference if there is one. And, Micah, you make sure you get your e-learning done. Let's see. Lawrence County, District 55, you are e-learning tomorrow. Lawrence County School District 56, you are virtual learning tomorrow. Again, don't know the difference. Oconee County Schools, virtual learning coming up tomorrow. Pickens County, e-learning. Can we all just get one term for this? Rutherford County Schools, virtual learning tomorrow. Optional teacher work day is what they're saying. Spartanburg County, 2, 3, 4, and 7, virtual learning there. District 6, you can enter manually. Now, that is what I think they mean by that, is you drive yourself to school, or somebody drives you to school. They're not going to run buses or anything like that. Charlie, is it really true that the Waffle Houses in Greenville, Spartanburg closed? Yes, they did. And believe it or not, the National Weather Service actually keeps an eye on Waffle House. It's called the Waffle House Index. If a Waffle House is open, if there's a bad situation, and the Waffle House is open, everything's fine. Everything's good. If a Waffle House is open, but they have a limited menu, then that means things are kind of bad. Ought to take it seriously. If a Waffle House is closed, that means potentially a catastrophic event, and this is a real deal. National Weather Service pays attention to Waffle House, like they should. Those they don't close for nothing except bad weather, and they were closed in Greenville and in Spartanburg. You couldn't get you scattered, smothered, and covered, chunked, topped, and diced. Oh, I know. JJ's like, man, that sounds good right about now. Hey, Charlie, why can't these kids just get a snow day? Come on, people. I know, right? I don't know. What happened to that? What happened? Yeah, because they don't want to do makeup days. I don't know. Well, it just seems like. Doesn't it seem like things are so much different now with our schools than they were back when we were growing up? I mean, it's crazy. A lot of times, back in school, we had the principal. Principal had a secretary. We had a receptionist. We might have had an assistant principal. And that was it. That's all the administration we had. That's pretty interesting. All right, let's go to Roger in Taylor's and talk to him. Roger, how's things your way, buddy?
Mr. Charlie.
Yes, sir.
Well, as far as our house, it's great. As far as outside, it's not too good.
Yeah.
Listen, I was watching out the window, and the kids across the street were playing. They was running across the road.
Yeah.
And one of them slipped and busted his you-know-what.
Ooh.
And I hadn't even been outside. I'm like, it can't be that bad. So my wife opened the garage door up, went outside, and I was like, holy moly. This is like 1.5 inches of ice in the driveway.
Yeah.
Charlie, I got the stomping on it, and you couldn't hardly even see my shoe print.
Yeah.
It is that solid.
Yeah.
I walked across the street to my neighbors, and the whole road's like that.
Right.
And a four-wheel drive might help you in this, but if you're going down a hill, a four-wheel drive is not going to help you stop.
No, it's not how fast you can go, it's how fast you can stop.
Yeah, but as far as our street and our driveway, it's horrible.
Yeah,
and it's probably going to be like this until it'll probably be like this through Monday, and it probably might be safe.
Maybe even Tuesday. Yeah, maybe even Tuesday. Mm-hmm. So we'll have to see.
We've enjoyed our time. We don't need Waffle House. We made some biscuits and sausage and just hunker down with the wife and enjoy ourselves.
There you go. That's the way you do it. That's the way you do it, Roger. I appreciate it. You be safe out there. My wife cooked a big pot of chili, and when I get off here, coming up in just a few minutes, I'm going to go enjoy that. I guarantee you. Let's go to Richard in Dallas. How you doing, Richard?
Hey, I'm good, man. Listen,
yes,
it's cool out tonight. And you talk about the Waffle House never closing, and most of the time they don't.
Yeah.
But this one right here at South Carolina, 221 and intersection of 221 and 85,
right.
They was closed for about 24 hours because guys come in there and tried to rob it, and one of the patrons in there drew down and killed him.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
man. Yeah, and the other one took off running, and that was the only time I've known Waffle House being closed.
Yeah,
was due to a killing. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, really, it happened. Waffle 221 and 85.
We only close
right there, man. Yeah,
we only close bad weather, and if we got to pop a cap in somebody.
A killing, yeah, killing indoors.
All right, man. I appreciate it, Richard. Thank you. You be careful out there. We'll be right back. It's the Charlie James Show. News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
Not just chatter, local issues that matter. This is the Charlie James Show
on News Talk 98.9 WORD,
the voice of the Carolinas.
This is a special edition of The Charlie James Show on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
All right, please understand these power outages could grow throughout the evening. We still got people out there with limbs snapping. I'm sorry, what? What'd you say, JJ? Winder, Georgia, just had a power outage over there. So right now, leading the pack in power outages, Pickens County, 17,122. Oconee County, 11,435. Greenville County, 4,376. Spartanburg County, you've got 3,917. Lawrence County, you coming in at 351. If you look at the utilities, Blue Ridge Electric Co-op, they've got 22,464 people out. Duke Energy, 14,966. Lawrence Electric, 1,329. And those are the ones that mainly serve the upstate. So you guys be very, very careful out there. And again, if you got those generators. So here's my question. How busy do you think the return line is going to be at Lowe's, at Home Depot, and Costco coming up next week? Do you think people are you guys are you going to keep your generator in case this happens again, because it will happen again? Or are you going to go ahead and take it back and buy one if needed? I've got mine going right now. Now the power is not out at the house, but this is actually it's kind of a test for the generator. I like to run it, test it every now and again, making sure everything's going well with it. I changed the oil in it, and just doing all the testing right now in case I need it for the show tomorrow. I will be filling in for Tara tomorrow, so it's going to be you and me. Tomorrow morning from 6 until 10. We got a lot to talk about. We got all that stuff that happened in Minneapolis. We got the appropriations bills that the House passed. Will we have a government shutdown coming up on the 31st? That is now possible because of what happened in Minneapolis. So lots and lots to talk about this tomorrow morning. And, of course, we're going to be talking about the weather because I'm going to think things might get a little dicey. Hey, Charlie, all sales are final on generators these days. I had not heard that. Even if they're still in the box and you still got your receipt? That might be a different story, yeah. Yeah, well, Home Depot, you know what people were doing? You know what people were doing? They were going, this is no joke. People were, during Christmas, people were going to Costco. And they were buying those pre-lit Christmas trees. I'm not even joking about this. They were going to Costco, buying pre-lit Christmas trees, and after Christmas, they were boxing them up and taking them back. That's not even a joke. They really were. The other night, I said, let's just chance something, because you can never have too many carbon monoxide detectors in your house. So let's just go see if they got one, a battery-operated one. You would not believe how many open boxes of carbon monoxide detectors I saw on those shelves. People were stealing them. They were taking them out of the boxes so the boxes wouldn't set off, the inventory control alarm. They were taking them out of the boxes, sticking them in their pocket. Man, gosh almighty. Our society. So there you go. So that's I want you guys to be out there, very careful out there. It's still slippery. It's still wet. It's still icy in a lot of places. I want to make sure everybody gets through this safely. Again, if you do have a generator, don't be using it inside. Actually, somebody posted a picture of a generator inside. And I thought, it's funny because they did it as a joke, but it's not funny because people might see it and think that's what you do. Never operate it, not even in the garage. Don't even operate your generator in the garage. because that carbon monoxide could get in the house, and you don't want to do that. All right, folks, I want you to be safe. Report your outages to your electric co-op or your electric company. Chances are we could be losing more power tonight. Of course, we'll bring you all of these updates first thing tomorrow morning, and that's when we'll see you then. Y'all be safe out there. As always, God bless. Buckle up. Bye, y'all.